The world spotlight is again on Jungkook after his performing the official World Cup song is again talked about by fans on various social media platforms. Even though that moment has passed for a long time, the echo of the idol's appearance actually feels bigger over time. Many ARMY admit that they still get goosebumps every time they remember how Jungkook's voice echoes on the world's grand stage, in the midst of the spotlight of millions of pairs of eyes from various countries. Even until now, the video of his performance is still being replayed, shared again, and become a hot discussion among fans and the general public who previously did not really follow the world of K-pop. At that time, the world was completely silenced when Jungkook appeared on the opening stage of the World Cup with full confidence. Wearing all black clothes with a strong international star aura, he walked towards the middle of the stage as if carrying the name Asia on his shoulders. Not a few admitted that at first they doubted whether a Korean idol could perform that big in the most prestigious sports event in the world. But all doubts seemed to collapse in just a matter of seconds when the music started playing and Jungkook's voice was heard filling the stadium. The song Dreamers that he performed suddenly turned into a symbol of hope and unity for many people. Jungkook's stable, emotional, and energetic voice made millions of viewers amazed. Even many non-K-pop viewers admitted that they were surprised because they just realized that the young singer from South Korea has extraordinary vocal skills. The international media at that time was busy discussing how Jungkook appeared without looking nervous at all in front of the world. He seems to enjoy every second of his performance, dancing lightly, smiling at the audience, and showing charisma that is difficult to explain with words. ARMY itself became the most emotional party to see the moment. Many old BTS fans admitted to crying when they saw Jungkook standing on such a big stage. They feel that the idol's long journey since he was young has finally been recognized by the world. In the past, Jungkook was just a shy teenager from Busan who came to Seoul with big dreams and big fears at the same time. But many years later, the young man actually stood at one of the biggest events in the history of the modern world, while carrying the name of his country with pride. Social media immediately exploded after the performance was over. Jungkook's name occupied the global trending topic in a short time. Thousands of comments flooded various platforms. Many ARMY wrote that they felt proud and touched to see Jungkook's development so far. Some say that the performance is not just an ordinary concert, but a proof that Korean music has now been widely accepted by the world. And in the midst of all that, the figure of Jungkook is considered as a symbol of the new generation that has succeeded in breaking the boundaries of culture and language. Some comments from fans even went viral because they were so emotional. An ARMY wrote that he could not believe that a child who used to be often nervous during interviews is now able to control a stage as big as a World Cup so calmly. Other fans said that Jungkook's aura that night felt different, more mature, stronger, and full of confidence. Many also praised how he remained humble despite receiving huge global attention. Not only fans, a number of international media also gave open praise to Jungkook's performance. They highlight his vocal ability, which is considered stable even though he has to perform while actively moving on a big stage. Some music analysts even called the performance as one of the most iconic moments in the history of Asian artists' involvement in world sporting events. This makes ARMY even more proud because the idols they support have succeeded in proving their quality at the international level. But the most touching thing for many fans is Jungkook's own expression after the performance is over. In several behind-the-scenes videos, he is seen smiling in relief and looking emotional. Many ARMY feel that behind that smile, there's a long struggle that may never really be known to the public. Jungkook is known as a hard-working figure who often forces himself to look perfect. He practices non-stop, pays attention to small details, and always wants to give the best for his fans. Because of that, the praise from ARMY after the World Cup performance feels very special. They not only praise his voice or appearance, but also his life journey. Many fans feel as if they grew up with Jungkook for years. They saw how he changed from an innocent teenager to a global superstar loved by millions of people. And the moment in the World Cup is considered one of the most historic points in his career journey. Until now, footage of Jungkook's performance in the World Cup still often reappears on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Many new generations of BTS fans started to know Jungkook from that moment. Some people even admitted that they started listening to BTS songs after seeing the performance of Dreamers. This shows how much impact Jungkook left behind that night. On the other hand, many ARMY also feel that Jungkook's success is the result of the hard work of all BTS members for many years, paving the way for Korean music in the international world. They believe that Jungkook's performance is not only a personal victory, but also a victory for BTS and the fans who have always supported them from the beginning. Now, every time Jungkook's name is mentioned, the World Cup moment is almost always mentioned. That performance has become an important part of his career history, not only because of the global scale of the event, but because that night Jungkook managed to show who he really is. He is not just a popular idol with a handsome face and millions of fans. He is a true performer who is able to touch the emotions of millions of people just through his voice and presence on stage. And maybe that's the reason why ARMY keeps giving praise until now. Because for them, Jungkook has proven that big dreams can indeed come true. From a small training room to a World Cup stadium, the journey felt like an unbelievable movie story. But Jungkook managed to live it in a way that made the world unable to turn away from him. After the historic appearance ended, the atmosphere on social media actually got out of control. Many people who initially only watched the opening of the World Cup because football suddenly talked about Jungkook. The short clips of his performance spread so quickly, starting from the moment when he stepped into the stage to the last high note that he managed to bring very stably. Not a few said that that night felt like Jungkook's night, because almost all of the global public's attention seemed to be directed to him. What attracts the most public attention is how Jungkook is able to make such a big stadium feel intimate and emotional. In the midst of the glittering lights and the hustle and bustle of the world's biggest sporting event, he still managed to bring a warm touch through his facial expressions and the way he sang the song Dreamers. Many viewers said that they could feel the sincere emotion from every lyric he sang. That makes his appearance feel more than just an opening entertainment. There is a different energy, something that is difficult to explain, but very felt. ARMY from various countries began to upload their reactions en masse. Some cried while watching the live broadcast. Some hugged their light sticks while screaming hysterically in front of the television. Some even admitted that they couldn't sleep after the performance because they were too emotional. For old fans, that moment is like an answer to the long journey that they have been witnessing together. They recalled the times when BTS was still underestimated, considered unable to penetrate the global market, until finally one of their members stood on the World Cup stage as the center of the world's attention. Many fans also started to discuss how Jungkook always performs totally in every big opportunity. They judged that the Busan-born idol has an extraordinary stage mentality. At a relatively young age, he is able to control the pressure that may even be difficult to imagine for many other artists. Just imagine performing in front of millions of live viewers and billions of television viewers around the world is certainly not an easy thing. Just one small mistake can immediately become a global spotlight. But Jungkook actually appeared as if such a big stage was a place that was destined for him. In various online forums, international netizens began to give comments that made ARMY even more proud. Many praised the quality of his vocals directly without studio editing. Most of them were surprised because Jungkook's voice sounded very stable even though he kept moving actively on stage. Some people even said that they were initially skeptical of K-pop idols who performed in events as big as the World Cup, but after seeing Jungkook, their views changed completely. Praise after praise keeps coming. Some called Jungkook as a true global superstar. Some said that his aura that night was really like a world-class artist who had matured mentally and musically. Even foreign media had highlighted how Jungkook's name dominated the internet conversation after the event ended. The number of searches for his name soared drastically in just a few hours. The song Dreamers immediately topped the charts in various countries and was played millions of times in a short time. But behind all that splendor, many fans feel that there is a deeper emotional side of Jungkook's journey. They know that the idol is not someone who achieves all this easily. Jungkook sacrificed his teenage years for years of practice. He grew up under the pressure of the very harsh entertainment industry. From a young age, he had to face criticism, high expectations, a busy schedule, and a public spotlight that never stopped. But all of that actually shaped him into a stronger figure. Because of that, when Jungkook received a big praise after singing a World Cup song, many ARMY felt that it was an emotional moment of victory. They felt that all of Jungkook's hard work was finally seen by the world, not only as a member of BTS, but also as an individual artist with extraordinary abilities.